Good morning, I am Kevin Price. Delighted to be with you here on this Tuesday, talking to you about you and your business. You know, something I've talked about very often on the program is the importance of content on the internet. You know, content. One thing has been constant, you know, with Google really defining the rules when it comes to search engine optimization. 70% plus of all searches online are done by Google. You know, there's been things like penguins and pandas and other animals that wear black and white. But one thing has remained the same. One thing has been constant, and that has been the importance of content, and content being king. I've got a guest here today, Sachin Kamdar, who is with a company called Parsley, and I want you to catch the spelling here. It's Parsely, Parsley.com. Mr. Kamdar, welcome to the program. How are you?
Hi, Kevin. I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Real quickly, kind of give us the elevator speech of what your company Parsley is all about.
Sure. So we're an analytics and optimization platform, and we partner with some of the best online publishers to deliver clarity through accessible audience insights. So we work with companies like Fox News and Condé Nast and Advanced Digital and some newer sites like Mashable, The Next Web, and Upworthy to basically give them a clear understanding of how their content is getting accessed by users, how they can judge success on the site, and a better understanding at the end of the day of how their businesses work.
Okay, and so talk about how that relationship works. I'm imagine like most web-based programs, there's various levels of participation. Talk a little bit about that.
Sure. So one way you can think about it is everybody, I think, who's has a website or operates a site has used some type of analytics tool to get an understanding of how traffic is going there, with one of the best well-known ones being Google Analytics. What we do is really we take that to the next level. We focus specifically on content to really understand key pieces of metadata that's happening on that site and how your users are interacting with it. So we can answer questions like what topics are resonating most with your audience, or we can tell you how your authors are performing on your site relative to different traffic sources, and really give you an interface where it makes all that data super accessible, so you don't have to spend hours mining through different reports, but you really get the insights delivered front and center, so you can get these insights quicker, take action, and be more efficient at your job.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm looking at the website again, and that's Parsley, Parsely.com. Looking at the pricing, it talks about 10 seats. What exactly does that mean?
So it starts off at 10 seats, meaning 10 people at your organization can have access to the analytics tool, and it scales up from there. The majority of the customers that we work with, they actually opt for unlimited seats so that everybody at the organization can get access to this data, and that can range from managers and executives to people on the editorial side, to digital strategists, and even folks that are working in ad sales. So really giving everybody access to this data so they can get a better understanding of what content resonates with their audience, and again, how they can take action with those insights.
Yeah. Is it really primarily or even exclusively for news-oriented sites, really heavy information-driven sites?
So we do work with a lot of sort of news-based sites, but it's definitely not limited to that. We work with a lot of sort of evergreen or lifestyle content sites, and we even work with a couple of brands as well. Basically, you said this at the beginning, but content is sort of taking over in the way not only to build a business directly on top of content, but actually to market to the audience that you want in new and exciting ways. The cost of distribution has gone down, the cost of creation has gone down, and your ability to grow an audience, even at a small scale, and get pretty large is that sort of cycle has shortened. So there's a lot of opportunity and a lot of different verticals to get into the content game and make sure that you're reaching the type of audience that you want.
Yeah, I got to tell you, your pricing's really, especially for someone who's new, it looks like it's pretty on the steep end. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the majority of companies that we work with are a little bit on the larger side. So like some of the ones that I mentioned. A little bit later this year, we're thinking about an offering that will go sort of more towards people that are just getting started into the content market, and you'll have a sort of offering that matches that. But for now, our focus has been on larger organizations that have some type of editorial operation up and running, and can use this analytics to do better at their job.
Interesting. Kind of give us a scope of the various companies outside the obvious news platforms that are using your service. You talked a little bit about that, but if you can drop some names, by all means, go ahead.
Yeah, so sure. So we work with some lifestyle companies like Apartment Therapy. We work with some evergreen sites like Bright Hub, and basically some other type of new media companies like Upworthy, where it's not sort of your traditional business models that you're working off of. In terms of advertising, there might be some other plays there. So there are definitely a variety of different companies with a variety of different business models that we cater towards, and obviously the lion's share of what we work with is those sort of large news sites.
Got to wrap it up. Sachin Kamdar, thanks so much for being with us. The company's called Parsley. That's spelled Parsely, Parsley.com. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much.
When we come back, much more for you. Do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there, and this is The Price of Business.